So the challenge mode, of course, as the name implies, is just small bonus modes that let you explore some of the gameplay elements of the game. And this is about fighting. So with one button push, I'm able to counter every time you see those blue lightning thingies.
It's a good thing you see those blue lightning thingies, Thomas. Otherwise, you'd be dead by now. And aren't they? Again, you have the detective mode that lets you see through walls and see where to go and see clues and see.
That's
and now you got the buttons to push.
That's a superhero, man. You're supposed to
be.
But
he's a normal
superior.
He's a normal human being.
Well, he's Batman. Yeah. Anywho.
Okay.
Every time you see those blue lightning thingies, you can counter, and you can set that up with an attack of your own. And if you keep on doing that, you will be doing combos. And combos, of course, give you more experience.
Ah, the magic word. Experience points.
Yes.
In a Batman game.
Well,
come on.
He can be an even better Batman.
But isn't he's been doing that since
I don't know why it works in the game. It pretty much does.
What do you use the experience?
The experience points lets you level up, and leveling up gives you skill points. Skill points can be used to let me just do this. Can be used to give you better attacks and you know, more health and stuff like that. But at times it seems pretty forced upon the game because none of the power-ups you will get with the skill points are very cool, and it's more in the style of, you know, more.
They're actually hitting you.
Yeah, more in the style of more health and more powerful batarangs and more powerful attacks and stuff like that. It won't give you like new tools or anything. Those you will acquire when you need them in the story.
But new throws? I'm really sorry, but okay, I like an experience point system in a game. Because, yeah, it's a good way of learning new abilities.
Yeah, and forcing you to.
It's Batman. Well, shouldn't he's been throwing around guys like this, doing that for, you know, 20 years or something?
Yeah, I don't know why they included it, but it works. I would have liked to have seen some better bonuses, but it doesn't really bother me. And it
better
actually
bonuses in what way?
Then it's so boring just getting more health, getting more powerful attacks. I would like to have seen, you know, new ways of exploring the world and stuff like that. And you actually get those, but as I said, those are part of this main story and not something you can just level up to and get.
I really like the cape because the more you fight, the more torn it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also part of the story that the further you go in the game, the more thrashed Batman actually looks. And it's just a small visual detail, but it adds texture to the world. So,
actually looking at it like this, during the action sequences, even though he's beating them up quite viciously, no blood?
No blood. It's, like I said, it could have been Frank Miller's Batman, but that would probably have limited the audience for the game. So instead, it's Frank Miller's design pretty much, with the story and stylings of the animated series, so that everyone will be able to play the game.
Okay. It's kind of sad after seeing, again, Watchmen the Endless Night, even though it wasn't the best superhero game ever. It was ridiculously violent. In a Watchmen, fitting Watchmen.
Yeah.
Well, if you set a game in Arkham Asylum, which should be the nastiest, grittiest place in all of Gotham, you know, I would have liked to see some.
They could have included the option for it, but again, it's sort of it depends on how you go into the game, what you expect from the game, because I guess a lot of people who also read this comic book about Arkham Asylum, which many people thought this would be based on, will be disappointed. But this is only mildly based on that, and more just on everything Batman.
So in the end, it's a good, faithful Batman game.
It is
good action game as well.
It is, and while we have focused mainly on the fighting system here because it's so cool, there's so much more to the game. It's also one of the first games that really does a good job, in my mind, of stealth gameplay. Usually I can't stand stealth gameplay, but how could you make a faithful Batman game without him being stealthy? Solution to that is the grappling hook and the detective system, which actually let you like set up deliberate, really well thought out attacks, because you can just hover around without people seeing you and grab them just like Batman would. Really cool stuff, and it actually works. So.
Compared to other stealth games, like?
Compared to, you know, just ordinary stealth games like Splinter Cell and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I can't play them. I hate being punished for not being stealthy enough.
Don't say anything bad about Metal Gear Solid, because then
I won't, because there's a lot of angry fans. So
yeah.
No, but and just all around, it's insanely well put together game. You saw the graphics. The graphics are awesome.
Look really good.
Yeah, and I mean it's Unreal Engine, which has become kind of a joke when talking about other games, because they always have the same look and stuff like that. But they've actually put their own spin on it, and it doesn't look like the Unreal Engine, which is kind of a quality stamp nowadays.
And it doesn't seem like it's suffering from the same texture pop-ups that other Unreal games have been suffering from.
The last detail I simply just must tell you about is the voice acting. The voice acting is probably, if not the best, some of the best I've ever heard in a game. I mean, Batman, the Joker, especially with Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker.
It's so painful.
Yeah, but it works. It works. Harley Quinn, everyone in the game is just, I mean, voiced perfectly. And of course, they used the same voice talent from the animated series and stuff like that, so they know the roles. They don't struggle with the dialogue or anything, and everything is just.
And the story, of course, the dialogue moves over to the storyline, and the storyline is good as well.
The storyline is okay. From a fan perspective, I would have liked to see the original Arkham Asylum comic done into a game, but I mean, it's okay. They have managed to include a lot of supervillains in really good ways. The only bad thing I have to say about the story is that the ending is very weak. And I mean, having such a good game with such a weak ending is just...
That's sadly quite common.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is, and they certainly haven't escaped it here.
But okay, it seems at least listening to you and the few fights I played so far, it seems that they might live up to the hype.
I think they will. I mean, I can't say how the game will sell, but
no. There's a...
From my perspective, I loved everything about the game, and this really is the Batman game that I have hoped for a long time. The only thing is that it's kind of short. I completed it in 7 hours, and I mean that's not a critique per se, but some people would probably like a longer game.
Yeah.